Hello and welcome to Salford Now. I'm Mia Fitton.
And I'm Caitlin Hart.
Hello and welcome to Salford Now. I'm Mia Fitton.
And I'm Caitlin Hyam. Here's what's coming up on today's programme.
We'll be talking to a doctor from the University of Salford about the government's new COVID plan.
We'll hear from a theatre school in Salford about how they are raising awareness for Children's Mental Health Week.
A child, 7-year-old on Fortnite, got told to go and kill himself. He's then gone and reported. He's then gone onto YouTube to Google how do I kill myself, and then the schools had to come in.
The United Kingdom gets from the public 0 points.
And Eurovision is coming to Salford. We will reveal the new film and location for the Eurovision results.
This week is Children's Mental Health Awareness Week. Our reporter Ben Rudd spoke to Aaron from Footlights, a Salford-based theatre and arts group aiming to raise awareness for children's mental health, about the importance of their work and how their school visits have been helping kids to speak about how they're feeling.
We've been called over to a school in Wigan quite recently. A child, 7-year-old on Fortnite, got told to go and kill himself. He's then gone and reported. He's then gone onto YouTube to Google how do I kill myself, and then the schools had to come in to get us. And luckily, he realised that the action that he was researching was not a good one, and he did speak to an adult, but that could have gone any other way. You know, in Fortnite, it is the #1 game in the world that leads to child suicide. So,
what would you recommend doing or happening?
It needs to be more recognised, because in my school there's nothing for I know that in other schools there's mental health days,
but that's about it. Because it's not always visual.
Yeah.
You can't see it. Sometimes people don't talk about it.
And people aren't encouraged enough to speak about it and talk about how they actually feel.
Especially in high schools, it can get a lot worse than that.
what we're finding as well, whilst we are on tour, is when we was younger, we was in school, if we was bullied and somebody said a homophobic slur or a racial slur to us, we'd be down and we'd forget about it in maybe 2 or 3 weeks. But now it's been put on instant messages in WhatsApp groups, for example, even between other children, causing stress and anxiety amongst them. So they'll say something in a chat and the kids are revisiting that because it's just there on that digital footprint. So they revisit it again and again and again. And because of that, it's causing a lot more anxiety amongst children. And they don't forget about the bullying that's happened, even though it was said 3-4 weeks ago. So we're finding that that's a big issue.
Head over to our Twitter at Salford Now to see nearby mental health services using our map. Boris Johnson has recently announced a government strategy for living with COVID. It means the removal of all restrictions up to a month early, but one doctor and lecturer from Salford says the government's plan is too hasty. Hiba Abu Hamid reports.
Boris Johnson has proposed to end COVID restrictions a month earlier than planned if cases continue to fall. He believes we have to live with COVID as a normal disease.
If the current encouraging trends in the data continue, it is my expectation that we will be able to end the last domestic restrictions, including the legal requirement to self-isolate if you test positive, a full month early, Mr. Speaker.
England reports 68,000 positive COVID cases, while Salford COVID cases fell for 20% and the infection rate is now 624.7 cases per 100,000 population. Salford recorded 11 deaths within 28 days. This shows a decrease of 15.4% of death cases. I talked to Dr. Aziz from University of Salford.
It's a kind of a gamble that government is taking at the moment. Yes, number of COVID cases are going down, but these are not significantly down to take such a bold step. And I can also understand government point of view is that actually we are losing people in self-isolation and those who are more or less healthy and they should be actually able to work. And that's dragging us actually back. So that's why they are bringing these rules earlier to finish this self-isolation and all other rules. But I think it's quite a big gamble because number of COVID cases are going to increase rather than decrease if all the rules are abandoned at the moment.
Salford City Council have announced the removal of around 50% of its trees around the quays. This is to create space for a new community garden and to remove trees that could destroy the pathways. Some residents feel the proposed removal counteracts the council's climate action plan and call the situation sad. The council's climate plan involves investing £126 million into the city's spaces.
276 knives have been deposited in Salford's Forever Amnesty bin since last October. This is part of Greater Manchester Police's bid to tackle knife crime. Across the whole of Manchester, over 4,000 knives have been handed in since the project began in January 2020. Details of the bins can be found on Greater Manchester Police's website. We are now going over to Emma to tell us more about what entertainment Salford has to offer this week.
Trust me when I say there is lots going on within the entertainment industry in Salford. If you're interested in supporting new and upcoming artists and are a lover of great local food and beverages, then you'll be pleased to know that Sounds from the Other City is coming back to Salford on Sunday the 1st of May. The Independent Salford Festival will take place in a number of bars, pubs, restaurants and churches. To name a few of the companies involved, these include Seven Brothers, The Old Pint Pot and 5-4 Studios. So if you feel like exploring new music with a glass of alcohol in hand, tickets are available on the event's official website. For those who prefer a more civilised approach to being entertained, then the Lowry has a lot to offer this week. An exhibition named You Can't Stop Us is open with the aim to present an explosion of creativity from the 8 to 25 age group. Much of the work being displayed was done at home in lockdown and shows the determination of young artists by not letting the pandemic limit their creative input. Another exhibition that is also ongoing at the Lowry is that of British painter Jock McFadden. His work is largely inspired by Ellis Lowry, who lived and worked in Salford for more than 40 years in the 20th century. The Lowry have said that McFadden has a passion for painting the overlooked margins of the modern city and its inhabitants. His exhibition has been in Salford since Saturday the 16th of October and is set to stay until the 27th of February. It's getting to the end of the week, and if you're feeling in need of some light humour, then you'll be pleased to know that stand-up comedian Nish Kumar is at the Lowry on both Friday and Saturday evenings this week. The Times have described him as one of the best young comedians we have, so I wouldn't miss out if I were you. Fans of cheesy music will be pleased to know that Eurovision will have a new home in Salford from May, as the national score hub for the UK will be hosted in Media City's Dock 10 building. Lois James has more.
Recognised by the Guinness Book of World Records as the longest-running TV music competition, Eurovision has packed its bags and moved to no other than the media hub of the Northwest, Salford. Dock 10, here at Media City, is already home to hundreds of classic British TV shows, from Countdown, The Voice to Granada Reports. The BBC has now took a chance on Salford to host one of the world's most recognised TV shows, Eurovision. Managing Director Susie Lamb said that they were delighted to be expanding the expertise of their production hub in the Northwest. With good evening from Salford, here in Greater Manchester. Eurovision has been praised for its role in reuniting European countries in a competitive sing-off and creating world-class superstars such as Celine Dion and ABBA. The move means the points awarded by the UK jury will be announced by British icon Graham Norton from a northwest location for the first time.
I think it's great. It's definitely going to bring, further people in with the multiculturalism and everything coming in. It's nothing but a benefit.
Well, it won't make much of a difference to me. It might to the economy, I guess.
It's definitely missed. It's definitely missed from London, yeah. But I think it'll bring a fresh, a fresh sort of take on things. It's always good to sort of shake things up a little bit.
Our Hearts will go on from the 10th of May, when Eurovision Song Contest returns to our screens after missing a year due to the pandemic.
Thank you for watching. Goodbye.